Now, I've always had my issues with the mute switch on the iPhone. And with the 15 Pro and Pro Max, the phones no longer have the mute switches. So now it's like, okay, you have this action button, which I still don't really particularly care for, but it's there, so whatever. And my question really is, okay, how do you put the phone in mute or silent mode, I should say, excuse me, if you choose to use the action button for something other than silent mode? So on the screen, I mean, there are things that you should be able to tap. Like right there, there's the icon letting you know the phone is in silent mode. But for some reason, it's just a dumb icon. I don't know why Apple would not allow you to actually interact with that. I mean, and you can see we're in settings right now. And on that previous screen, there was a toggle for silent mode. So that's one of the ways to actually put the phone in silent mode, go all the way into settings, which is a bit much. And right now what I'm trying to do is be able to control the volume of the ringer with the volume buttons, but I can't because the phone's in silent mode. So I don't know why I didn't just immediately put the phone in silent mode. I mean, come on, Ben, you're better than this. Come on, almost got it. Almost got it. You're staring right at it. I'm staring. There we go. Cool. All right, so now the phone is no longer in silent mode, and we can control those ringer. We can control the volume of the ringer with the volume buttons and with that alert slider or that ringer slider, whatever you want to call it. Now, my issue is that you can't actually take the volume all the way down to zero. In order for the volume to go down to zero, you have to put the phone in silent mode. And I think that's just terrible execution. I mean, I know it's been like this the entire time, so it's nothing new, but it's something for probably close to a decade now I've just been completely dissatisfied with. That, look, it's technically not completely down, and I shouldn't need another piece of hardware. I shouldn't need to go into settings, or there shouldn't be another piece of hardware involved in order to actually completely turn off the ringer. So for the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, Apple has fragmented iOS, if you will, and they've added a toggle in the control center to now allow you to quickly put the phone in or out of silent mode. So boom, now silent mode is off, silent mode is on, and I'm going to keep doing this for the next 20 something seconds. And while that is convenient, I guess, I still am always of the mindset of, okay, the volume button should be able to quickly control all of the volume from the loudest down to completely zero. Also, with a toggle like that, it should be three things. It should be noise, no noise with vibrate, and then no noise, no vibrate. That's my personal opinion. So I will say Android does it differently. And Android is a broad term because you have your different vendors. And as far as I'm concerned, they each do it differently. So here we have my Zen phone, and there are multiple ways to control whether or not your phone rings or doesn't ring when somebody calls you or when you can get an alert. But I want to show almost an apples to apples comparison of how I feel like it should be. So in that previous clip, we showed that it was, okay, when you go to the control center, you can turn silent mode on, silent mode off. Here, you can tap for sound, just vibrate, and mute. Okay, so I feel like those are the three options that you need to easily control the level of alert when somebody calls you, texts you, or you get an alert through various applications. But they all do it differently. So again, that was my Zen phone, but I do like the way that the Galaxy does it as well. So you come here, and I'm gonna shut up so you can hear. Let me close those incognito tabs. Sound, vibrate, no sound, 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 sound, vibrate, no sound. And in my opinion, that's just a better way to do it. Now, you might say, oh, well, Androids are this, Androids are that, whatever. And how I view it also is that that's part of the beauty of Android, because we're going to take a look at the Pixel in a second. So here we are in the Pixel. And for the life of me, I mean, if I'm missing something, I've gone through this several times, but I don't see that same option on the Pixel. So the reason I wanted to include an option of it not doing what I wanted to do is that that's exactly how iOS is. This is the company that makes the operating system, and the way that they want things to be are the way that things are going to be. And there's no option for another company or for the user to be able to select some of these things. So we're going to come down and we're going to slowly scroll through, and internet, Bluetooth, flashlight, wallet, do not disturb, alarm, airplane mode, home, auto rotates, QR, something, battery, saver, screen record, quick share, mic access, camera access, security and privacy. And here are the tiles that I'm not currently using: location, hotspot, color inversion, data saver, dark theme, night light, battery share, extra dim, one-handed mode, color correction, font size, sound amplifier, storage, VPN, recorder, focus mode, bedtime mode, live caption calculator, sound notifications, live transcript, and something else down at the bottom that I did not see. And going through it again. And yeah, I just don't see the option to do it. So I'm happy that other vendors are able to put their little spin on it. Now, of course, you can achieve the same thing using the volume buttons by tapping that icon. And now you have the three options of sound, no sound, and vibrate. So all of this just to say, I don't like the mute switch. Almost never have. There was a brief period of time when I was okay with it. But now that the mute switch seems to be going away, I would hope that Apple would make that ability to put your phone in silent mode. So that's no vibrate, no sound, or just vibrate with no sound, or sound. And if you want it to vibrate, cool, whatever. But I think that's just better implementation of it. And I know a lot of people don't care. But enough people care to the point where various Android vendors have decided to make it easy to change between those three modes.